YouTube, what's happening? Is your boy Angel if I am. Welcome to the My Helpful Tips channel. Sorry for the bright light. I was trying to find another area to, kind of dim that, but it just is what it is. I am the light, so let it be light. You dig? And on today's little session, I was just coming here to conversate about tonight's full moon. It starts tonight. Now, the raw part about this is I'm going to try to focus on two aspects. One of them is the moon square. See what happens when you go on. So when the moon begins to oppose Venus retrograde. Now, what is Venus? It runs Libra, Taurus. So that's balance, justice, money, income, stability, structure, love. To an extent, it's a certain style of love. It doesn't have to be the whole lovey-dovey. It could be what you value. So, you got love for that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what that all contributes with. And it's in retrograde. So with it retrograding and the moon hitting that means it's allowing you to emotionally seek what you value. What seems like justice to you. Because the one thing about Sagittarius is that it's the number 9. And the number 9 represents closure, represents completion, represents, because it goes from 9 into 10, which numerology-wise turns into the number 1. So that just starts the cycle all over. So this is a completion stage. And it's in, of course, Sagittarius. So, it's all about learning, adventure, religion, higher learning, spiritual learning. It's all of what you may have cultivated within these last 6 months now going to transpire into this lunar eclipse that's going to take you into the next 6 months. And this is an extreme revealing time. That's why I think it's really a big pinnacle at the fact that it hits Venus first before it actually goes direct into the sun at 2:12 p.m. or 2:12 a.m. So, and what I think is really cool about that is that a lot of this energy has been cultivating since 2012. So the fact that it kicks off at 2:12, so that's 2:12, and if you do numerology wise, 2012 is 2:12. So it's still rolling with the same energy, which all equals 5 is the 5th day of the month. So extreme changes. Numerology wise, the day is also the day of 6. So, it's also dealing still, it's the 6th month, and it's still on the day of 9, because 4, if you take 2020 equals 4, you take the 5, which is the day, put them together, that's 9. So, it just ultimately leads to the point of completion. Whatever you've been working on, this is kind of that ending. Especially if it's like a spiritual journey, certain karmic situations are going to be coming to an end. Just certain, just habits, just certain themes. Look what's happening outside right now. And, a lot of this is also cultivated from what I was just researching the past 35 years. There's a 35-year cycle completing. And a lot of it has to deal, especially within relationships. And because of Pluto in Capricorn, also retrograde, I believe is in the 26th degree, which is 8. So that's dealing with business nonetheless, especially behind closed doors business. And it also deals with power and structure. So the power and the structures that be need to start being weakened. These old heads need to get their hands ripped off the control that they have on it, because obviously the power needs to be spread around just a little bit more, because it's been held in one area for too long. So there's going to be enhanced changes just look at the last 6 months. For the last 6 months, 2 to 3 of it, you were trapped in your house. Isn't that a whole new big change? Malls are pretty much done. I mean, they burning down what's left of it. Malls are pretty much done. The way you go shopping is pretty much done. The way you communicate with other people is pretty much done. This is a complete reset, you know? And there's nothing to be scary about. You know, some things may deter you that way, but the Most High will never put you in a situation that you can't handle. Please do understand that. Okay? So things look scary, but that's how the devil wins, because he plays off of fear. And that's how it gains its power, through the fear of you, the people, which really that power is yours to generate and operate your life accordingly to how you want to do it. Hence why we are lucky to live in a country that is based off freedom. But they working on that. Alright? The Constitution, I think, is, you know, for as old as it is, it obviously needs to be rewritten, because there's certain things in that don't pertain to specific characteristics on this land that was here before this land, and honestly, they probably helped write that. But that's another video, and also, you know, a little bit of burying history, and we ain't gonna talk about that here. Because on my channel, I'm gonna try to keep the racial thing a little bit, you know, that way. Yeah, because I'm not 100% all that. I am a melanated man, and, you know, I'm for the people. You know, do I agree with the way that they're going about this change? No, but a change is necessary nonetheless. So, hey, do what you do as long as you're not messing up anything I got to do. So, which it is, but that's another story. Alright. Necessary changes come with necessary circumstances. So, you just got to bend through it and you'll be fine. Now, the other aspect of this moon, besides it being a lunar eclipse and dealing on all these changes of fives on the 6th month, because that represents Virgo. So there's a practicality to these changes. And it's in Sagittarius, so there's meaning and reasonings behind these changes, especially when it comes to you, especially when it comes to the dealing of relationships. Because, I mean, divorces are on the complete decline. This style of energy can raise that back up. Monogamous relationships and such. Now, it's kind of tough because with Sagittarius, we're kind of all around the place. You know, we kind of do our own thing sometimes, but we're loyal. So certain aspects will start switching up in that. See a lot more polygamous relationships and things of that nature that may be popping up. You never know. These are some wild times, because remember, a lot of people getting out of jobs and stuff. So we're literally moving towards the survival of the fittest. This is the journey. This is the adventure. So hopefully by this time, you know, you'll get that reveal of your purpose, of what you're actually supposed to be out here doing. You know, 4 clubs, more like a fire. This is dealing with home. So some home that you may be passionate about could be blocking you from something. So, you know, and that's the revealing of this moon. It's going to be showing you things of that nature, showing you what's blocking you from the direction you're supposed to be going to. Even situations where you knew you weren't supposed to be in that, but you still went in it anyway, Sagittarius. And, you know, you have to deal with the karmas in that situation, with the choices that you made. It happens. Sometimes you got to go through things in order to, you know, fix yourself and be on your purpose, be on your thing, especially when it is dealing with home. You know, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's see. But along with a lot of this energy, there's Mars and Pisces, which is about to conjunct, if it hasn't already, Neptune. Which is kind of a big, it's been in Pisces, Mars has, for like the past month. So this is where you can see a lot of this energy, because a lot of this energy is squaring the sun. So what's being exposed is also being diluted. So there's information everywhere because the sun is in Gemini, which that deals with communication, community, family, siblings, you know, just all like how you interact with that. So that's why where the sun is, it's highlighting a lot of this. And again, it's squaring, which is a challenge, Neptune, Mars, and Pisces. So that energy that's coming to that force, of course, again, is causing like extensive delusions amongst people. So what you're seeing isn't really real. What you think in one thing really is another. It's a lot of hidden agendas, Mars and Pisces. A lot of hidden agendas that are just out in the works. But because it's squaring the sun, it's being exposed, but you have to have the proper discernment to actually see what the delusion is. Because Pisces is also a gas planet. So, a lot of gas was used during this protest, correct? Okay. Proving that, the bioweapon, which started with the Pisces new moon. And, okay, I'm not going to call it a bioweapon, but you know what I mean. The whole COVID thing. All right, which has to deal with health, which is also Pisces. Pisces and Virgo. So, now what you have all this squaring this energy, this is where it challenges yourself. Because Jupiter, which is in retrograde, which runs Pisces and Sagittarius. So Jupiter is a big factor in that. And it's in a structured sign where it's in its fall. It doesn't like to be in Capricorn. Because Capricorn has too many rules and restrictions and all this nonsense that most Jupiterians or Sagittarius don't like to be in. We don't like to be in confined places. We don't like to be in places for too damn long. We don't even like rules, really. We'll follow them in the basis to, make you smile. But in all reality, we're probably doing the other thing, which is ruled by, the same planet, but it's in Pisces, the dark stuff. Behind closed doors stuff. Which seems to be all water signs. Like, every time I hear about water signs, it seems like Cancer is behind closed doors, but it's like private, it's home and stuff. Scorpio, same water sign, but it's 8th house that deals behind closed doors. That also deals with businesses, partnerships, and other people's money, but behind closed doors. And then 12th house, Pisces, also deals with behind closed doors. So if you are an emotional person, you tend to keep that shit behind closed doors, unless you have a certain planet that can bring that out into the open, which is pretty wild. So that Mars and Pisces square is definitely something that is taking an effect, that is definitely causing the challenge in duality. Hence why, it's kind of rough to get behind anything at the moment, because you can get caught up in something that completely wasted your time, and you don't want to do that to yourself, especially if you're a natural native Mars and Pisces. 9 times out of 10 you probably took advantage of a lot easier, because you're in a constant state of delusion and your actions are all based off what you think is right, but in reality you find that you wasted your time. And I'm a Mars and Pisces, so trust me, I know. And it sucks. But that's how it tends to pan out. So that's why in these times, you got to be ultra careful when it comes to dealings with certain peoples, or dealing with certain ventures, or certain people's ideas and stuff. Because the intention can be good, but the outcome could be worse. So again, you want to just be careful. You want to know what you're fighting for. You don't want to just jump into things thinking that it's one thing and it's another, especially if it's ran by somebody else and you don't know their full agenda. That's the thing about this. That King card. The King of Clubs, another fire, another high price fire. This is a very passionate, sharp-filled person. So that's 2 passions. One that was on 4, and that's dealing with a home, and this is dealing with a style of father figure. So I don't know. Somebody out there got some with father and home that could be blocking you from moving on to whatever it is you're trying to do next. I've always heard in tarot, forgive your parents will help heal your love life. So that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your parent. This could be like your baby daddy, your baby mama, your, a significant other. Y'all could be a parent to a dog. Again, forgive your parents, and life rolls easy for you. That's the beauty of it. That's why I feel like that also determines it. Also, well, six of diamonds. There's some stability, stabilized gifts coming too. So once you get through what you need to get through, you getting a gift, and all it takes is forgiveness. You know, so that kind of threw me off from what I was gonna say a second ago. But let's see what else we got here. Mercury in Cancer, about to station and go retrograde on the 28th of this month. Yep, June 28th. So it's stationed right now. I mean, it's stopped. And it's in another, and Mercury is in the water sign. So that means a lot of words are watery right now. Okay? A lot of delusion. Plus, it's passive aggressive. You know, especially with thoughts and things of that nature. You go and do something and then you lose the wordings for it. Once it goes in retrograde, then you're probably not even going to want to say it at all, because the thoughts become more in depth because they're behind closed doors, so it's more personal to you. So you'll wind up like, say for instance, you want to go get a raise from your boss or something, and you build that confidence and that courage to actually go and discuss that raise, and then by the time comes to actually, speak with your truth, you cut yourself off. Mercury in Cancer, especially in retrograde, because you start thinking of all the negatives before you actually attempt the positive that can that could be the outcome that you're looking for, but you tend to push that off to the side. Probably doesn't help. And again, Mars, Pisces, and Mars, Pisces square Sun. So that's a lot, especially because Mercury runs Gemini already, and that sign is in the water. And then your values are in retrograde too with Venus. So there's a lot of these energies that are really making you revalue yourself. And this is all through just the summer. This energy is going to last for some years, but it's just a majority of it is just through the summer, especially this full moon. This is going to kick in all the way until the new moon in Sagittarius season, which won't be till November, December. So this is the opening gate. This is the portal. Like between tonight and tomorrow night is pretty much that main gate till it gets past 15 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, and just starts shipping its happy ass into Capricorn, where it starts to structureize everything that you've been working on, rather within yourself, someone else, or however it may be, and then, going on into the months. Now, for the stuff that you know you needed to cut out, but you didn't, it's just going to eliminate itself. Spirit is giving you too long. There's a lot of people, like I said in the beginning, that are in situations that you ain't supposed to be in, but you trying to hold on for dear life for whatever subconscious low vibration self-belief you have in yourself, and it's just going to take it away from you, because it's like you deserve to treat yourself better than the situation that you're settling for. Because some people get in that mindset where they just feel like nothing else is like great for them, and that's a lie. That's something that needs to change. There's great people everywhere. We all have our flaws. No one is perfect, and if somebody comes up claiming that they are, run from that motherfucker, because that's Satan or something. You don't want to play with that. Run from that person. That's not somebody you want to be around. So, yeah, this full moon is bringing a lot. And I like it that it's in Sagittarius, because it hits you energetically in a different style of way. Like, because of just the spiritual background that the ninth house holds. And of course it has its flaws, but the beauty of it is that it's your flaws, your teachings that you learn from that send you to an entirely new adventure, or an adventure that you were already supposed to be on. It just opens up that gate. It allows you to release things a lot quicker, because as a Sag, the ghost game is on point. Right? It's I'm not trying to. Nope. I'm out, and I'm gone. You know, I could be talking to you for one day, you'll never hear from me the next. I mean, like, again, Ghost Game is just gone. It just is what it is. Sometimes we're just there to teach you something. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting all these black cards and shit. There's a lot of negativity floating around here. This isn't a bad thing. This is more of a young, passionate person, or a young, passionate idea, or a young, passionate birth, but it could be blocking. Now, I don't want to say that the black is bad, but most Carteravis that do this, they normally say that. I don't like to feel that way upon it, but you know, a lot of these things could be what need to be cleared up. You know, because there could be a young, passionate love that you could be after, or a young, passionate idea that could be sparked right now. There could be, you know, young ideas just in general to discuss with anybody, and it's passionate. Okay, main thing is just the discernment within it, and hopefully you keep it to your ideas and what fits for you, not what fits for them, what fits for you. Because the other thing about Sagittarius, man, it gotta fit me. It has to be logic and reasoning behind what I'm about to get into. Sometimes we might just jump in because we're risk takers, but in this case and in these times, you definitely want to take time to have that proper discernment when you're dealing with anything at the moment. Especially with all these planets in retrogrades. You definitely want to read the fine print. Make sure you are absolutely sure what you are diving into. You know what you're signing. You know what you're signing up for. Because you don't want to get to the end of it and find that you wasted your time. That time is the most valuable thing that you cannot get back. So the more you can save of it, the better. And the more you can save of it doing things that you want to do, even more better. Okay? Understanding we still got to go to work, still got to do this, still got to do that. But at the end of the day, as long as it's satisfying and benefiting you, where's the fault, right? Right. So, let's see. June 5th. 2:12 a.m. Talked about the 5. Mercury squares the energy in Pisces. Yeah. Mars moves into Aries on the 28th also. So once it dives out of that water, Aries goes right back home into his cardinal, lovable home, where eventually, about a week or two after, it goes retrograde. I don't know if it goes back into Pisces. I definitely have to research that, but I'm pretty sure it does. Like, it touches the tip. So, I mean, this is where, after these protests, something can emerge and then go back into the dark because it needs to be worked on just a little bit more, and then it comes back out as soon as Mars goes right back into Pisces. Instant, speedy type shit. And by that time we'll be in Cancer season. Shout out to the peace dealer. There will be a boss battle. Whatever situation you're in, there's that moment. And you gotta remember, Mercury is in Cancer. So when it comes to that boss battle, that energy that you built up, you gotta do it. Could be the change and the spark that you're looking for within even this new or full moon that's popping up too. You know, once you get the courage for it, just do it. The most that is ever going to happen in this world when it comes to certain things, depending on what it is, the worst answer you're going to get is no. To which, chalk it to the game, dust your shoulders, move on. What else can you do? You can try to change whatever situation, but then you get that feel of like it not going the way you want because it was more forced than organic, you know. So I wasn't trying to keep this too long. Got other things I need to do anyways, but just for all 4 signs or for all 12 signs, give me something we can end off with, Spirit. All 12 signs. Well, I guess all 4 elements. I was going to do each sign, but I'll probably do that at another time when I need more ideas for these videos. So you just saw me shuffle it. What we get is what we get. And what these is the 9. It's the 9 card, dude. This is straight complete. Come on. You just saw me shuffle it. So I'm just saying, this is the 9 right here, okay? So tomorrow we're going into a 9-day on the 9th sign, which is Sagittarius, on the 6th month, which is, 3, 6, 9. So it's the middle of that. And the time stamp of it, of course, is 5 on day 5, which you could chalk that up to 10, so dealing with 1. But this is still some sharp communication. And again, all of them were black. That's kind of wild. But again, this is sharp communication. Like, you need to be real with whatever completion is coming to your plate. There's some unanswered questions, closures, everything. But you gotta communicate. This is the highest form of communication. This is like literally shooting your shot. This is, going out and communicating that closure that you want. This is going out and asking that boss for that raise. This is going and, like changing the way you go about your day to day. How you change your mindset. Be sharp talking upon that, and then allow your mind to form into that. It's like how I like to walk around and say I'm an alpha male, or things of that nature, to get my mind more in the aspect of like just doing. Because sometimes I do need a little bit of fire put under my behind to get something going. Granted, I'm a fire sign, but my main ambitious planet is in the water sign, so it's obviously going to take a second for it to boil up to the point where I can actually do something. So, if you don't have that issue, then, congrats to you. Hopefully a lot of that can be easier for you, but you know what's good for you, you know what's bad for you. You know what you can still play with, you know what you can't. And at the end of the day, the Most High will knock that clean off. And the last thing you want is spirit to do things for you, because when they do, you're not going to like it, and it's going to dwell a lot longer had you had just done it yourself. Right? You're always shown what to do, and that's what this full moon is also revealing. It's a revealing time. It's going to show you everything. Maybe, obviously not all tomorrow. This is within the span of 6 months, but all your questions will be answered. You will know what's going on. You will know what you're supposed to do with yourself, your purpose, your mission. You will know all of it. But the question will always be, of course, what will you do with it? You gonna let it go by the wayside, or you actually gonna go on your adventure that you knew you were supposed to be on, but you stepped that aside to deal with peons and things that just weren't even on your level to begin with. It's lowering your vibration. Don't do that no more. This is your boy, Angel of I Am. This is the full moon lunar eclipse video. Want to give all praises to the Most High, because without it, there's no us. Without us, there's no it. And if you watch this whole video, congratulations to you, because I was trying to keep it to like 15 minutes, but as you can see, I talk too much. It's another one of those fire sign traits, man. It's just what we do. We got light, we communicate. Be alright, be safe. Peace.